Whose car we taking? The Beantown Bad Boys are back. 109-86 your final here in Game 2 as they take care of the Milwaukee Bucks, no problem. Leading the way, the dynamic duo, Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum, combining for 59 points, 30 for Brown, 29 for Tatum. But Grant Williams off the bench, 21 points, was spectacular on the defensive end as Boston recommitted themselves on that side of the ball. Big-time shifts here from Game 1 to Game 2 in just about every category, but Boston again leaning on the three ball, this time 20 of 43 from downtown. That is a 17-3 differential. By that we mean Milwaukee, good for 9 points from three-point range. Boston, 60 points from long range. That was the difference in your ball game as Boston evens it up at one aside. All right, let's break things down with the coach, Avery Johnson. Coach, fantastic performance here by Boston in a bounce-back effort. Want to give you a couple numbers here. 35-point differential from Game 1 to Game 2. From a 12-point loss to a 23-point victory here in Game 2. What was the biggest difference you saw one game over here, Coach?
Well, Boston got off to a really good start. You know, a lot of times people think that the NBA is about the fourth quarter. No, it's about the first quarter and the first half. And when you got a 25-point lead or whatever at halftime, that shows that Boston was ready to play. They had dissected the video and they made some adjustments. One, they really attacked. They only had 10 2-point field goals in the first game. And they had that at halftime, 10 2-pointers, but they dominated the game from the three-point line. But they also defended the three-point line. They played Milwaukee's driving kick to a T. Brown got off to just an unbelievable start. He was on fire the first half, then Tatum took over. But when you look at this game, I know Jaylen Brown with his 30 points and Tatum with his 29 points, they're going to make all of the headlines. But let me give you another name, Grant Williams from the University of Tennessee. He was incredible. The way he slowed down Giannis when he was on the defensive end, but also his 6 3-point shots. He wouldn't even look at the three-point basket at a shorter three-point line when he was in college because I coached against him. I know firsthand, but he was incredible. So the other guys would get the headlines, but my MVP tonight was Grant Williams.
Coach, let's focus on the defensive side of things here for Boston because they did this effort without the defensive player of the year in their lineup. What does that do for a team's confidence when they can put out this sort of effort without their biggest piece on the defensive end?
Yeah, it means the world to you. These games are about confidence, keeping your composure, obviously communicating. What are you communicating in between games? Or you have that defeated mentality or that type of mentality that, hey, let's circle the wagons and get back on track. Obviously, no panic with Boston. They responded. They did what they were supposed to do. But if I'm the Milwaukee Bucks, I'm pretty pleased going back to Milwaukee with that type of home court advantage with a split. Giannis is going to play better. Drew Holiday, he's going to play more efficient. They eliminated Grayson Allen from the game tonight. I don't know where Brook Lopez was tonight. I don't know where he was. So, again, give Boston credit and their coaching staff by challenging their team, coming out to be more physical. Al Horford did a much better job defensively. But they just eliminated Milwaukee's three-point shooting tonight with only 9 points from the three-point line. So a lot of times you want to blame the loser on what happened. Let's give the winners a lot of credit for making their adjustments and playing much better. Yeah, those adjustments by the head coach, Ime Udoka, really bore fruit here in Game 2. But as you take a look at the way he sort of dispatched his squad tonight, Coach, just 7 players really with meaningful minutes. Looked like a 7-man rotation, just 2 coming off the bench in the absence of Smart. Is that sustainable to really run it the same way as this series rolls on? No, I don't think that's sustainable, Joe. That's a great question. I believe Marcus Smart's going to need to get back at some point. But, also give Coach Udoka credit. Robert Williams played a big role tonight. Another guy that I coached against when he was at Texas A&M. And, his defense, a couple of block shots, nice lob dunks. But the key more than anything is if Boston doesn't make, those 3-point shots, then the floor is going to shrink. So we'll see if Grant Williams and Brown, we know Tatum can make threes at a high level. We'll see if those same threes are going to go down in game 3 on the road in Milwaukee. And we remember now with that hostile crowd with Milwaukee, similar to Toronto, is not just a crowd in the building, but it's the 20,000 fans outside the building. They really makes the roof rattle in Milwaukee when you go play at Fiserv Arena.
Let's frame it for what it is, a 1-1 series heading back to Cream City. Home court advantage now belongs to Milwaukee, but the momentum belongs to Boston. Who has the edge right now in the series in your eyes, Coach?
I'm still going with Milwaukee. Milwaukee did what they were supposed to do. Anytime you can go on the road in those first 2 games, you're the defending NBA champions, and you get a split. Remember, Milwaukee rested their starters on the last game of the regular season. They basically said, look, we're forfeiting a home court in the second round. We really don't care. We just want to be healthy and ready to play. And because of that, they came out, got a split. So I still believe Milwaukee, until Boston can win a game in Milwaukee, I'm not going to be a believer. Right now, Milwaukee's in the driver's seat. If they win all 3 of their home games, they'll advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. So we'll see if they can protect their home court. I believe they're in the driver's seat.
We'll see if Boston can carry that defensive intensity with them to Milwaukee. The 86 points by the Bucks on Tuesday night, a season-low output for that offense. Coach, we appreciate the insight as always. All right, here's a look at that series schedule as we now turn our attention to Milwaukee. Game 3 coming your way Saturday. So some rest between here for these two sides who are now knotted at 1 apiece. It'll go Saturday, Monday, then back in Boston on Wednesday.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.